Got a little workout for you guys this morning. How about Hero? I hope you guys are way more motivated than he is, because this is all he's doing all day. Anyways, so for today, we're gonna go through a short warm-up. With that warm-up, we'll take you guys through that, just 3 movements, get ourselves loose. If you guys need to do anything beyond that, if you have any sort of ankle, hip, knee issues that you guys have that we've worked with you before and you need a little extra warm-up, please get that in before we get started. And then the workout today is gonna be 2 different parts. One's gonna be a hub and spoke workout, so 1 primary movement, 3 accessory movements. We'll rotate through that. I'm gonna give you guys the sets and range that you guys can go through so you can make it a little bit harder or a little bit easier. So that will be 1, and then we'll finish with just a tiny bit of glutes. So the first thing that we're gonna do is just gonna be our warm-up. So on the warm-up, let's just start in 90-90s on the floor. So I'll kind of show you guys what that looks like with this one. So if we sit down on the floor, if you guys can see me from here, I'll move back over by Hero. All right, so if we're in a 90-90 here, you guys wanna make sure that front leg, sorry buddy, your front leg is here in a 90-degree angle, 90-degree angle here, 90-degree angle here. From this position, right, you guys are just gonna sit up as tall as you can, right, and then leaning over that front leg if you can, and then sitting up tall, and then we're just gonna go ahead and switch to the other leg. So the same thing, leaning over that leg, give your dog a little pet, and then going back the other way. So we're just gonna rotate back and forth between one side and then the other side. Let's go 5 to one side and then 5 to the other side. That'll be exercise number 1. Exercise number 2 is just gonna be a simple hip thrust. So you're gonna lay on the ground, your feet are gonna be hip distance apart. Okay, from this position, all we're gonna do, lay back, push through your heels, up, squeeze your glutes as tight as you can, and then drop right back down. Up, as high as you can, and drop right back down. The last one is just gonna be a band pull apart. So palms are gonna be facing up, hands are gonna be out in front of you. You can pull that band apart, pinching those shoulder blades together, and then all the way back out. Push that, pull it apart, and then back. If you don't have a band, then you not a problem. You guys can do a wall push-up. So just imagine there's a wall in front of me, right? If I show it from this angle, and all you're gonna do is push all the way out against the wall, and then retract the shoulder blades. All the way out, retract the shoulder blades. Just getting that back moving just a little bit. So we'll go through that. Again, on the 90-90, switch back and forth for 5 times. On the band pull parts, you're gonna do 20. And then on the hip thrust, I'm sorry, I missed that one, you guys will go 20. So we'll just go 2 rounds through that. Once you've gone 2 rounds through, grab a quick drink and then we'll get ready to get going on this. Hub and spoke workout, guys. So with this one, 1 primary movement. From that primary movement, we're always gonna return back to it. So 1 primary movement, 3 accessory movements. Start with the primary movement to accessory, back to primary, accessory, and then back. So that's 1 full cycle. We're gonna have a couple options as far as how hard you guys wanna go on this one. I would say for most of you guys, 3 to 4 cycles is gonna be where we're gonna need to be at. If you guys are a little bit more gangster, wanna go a little bit more, probably 5, 6, or 7 sets all the way through, and that should burn you out pretty well. So the first movement and the hub part of this is gonna be a sumo squat. So you can either go body weight workout, or you can go body weight if you don't have any dumbbells. I'm gonna show this with some light dumbbells. I think a lot of you guys have a pair of light dumbbells. You can also use some soup cans, or there's several other things that you guys can hold on to just get a little bit extra weight. Even a kettlebell would be completely fine. So with me, I just have a set of 15s that are here. Your feet are gonna be facing the corners of the room. Chest is gonna stay up. Dumbbells are gonna drop it straight down, drop it all the way down, and coming right back up. Pushing all the way out and all the way up. We're gonna go for 8 reps, going as low as your mobility will allow you. Feeling it in your adductors and the inner part of your leg, and then pushing through your heels on the way up. Feel it on your glutes on the way up. So we're gonna go all the way through 8. So that's gonna be movement number 1, okay? So with that movement, we'll go through 8. We're always coming back to it. That's our bread and butter for the day. So that's 1. 2 is gonna be a T push-up. So a couple different options on a T push-up. If you have any shoulder issues, you guys can simply go down into a plank or a reverse crunch where you're laying on your back, especially if you're having any issues with your shoulders. Otherwise, on a T push-up, a couple different progressions on this one. The first progression, you're just going from side to side. So feet are a little bit wider than hip distance. And then all we're gonna do is rotate from one side, take a look at the hand, drop it down, Look at that other hand. If you want to make it harder than that, you can drop to your knees, add a push-up in, and then just rotating from one side to the other. The last one is a regular push-up, all the way down, all the way up, and then looking at that hand, okay? That'll be exercise number 1 as far as the accessory goes. Then we're right back to the hub. So either a body weight sumo squat, which is completely fine. So feet are wide, you're swapping down, coming right back up for 8. Our next one is just gonna be a calf raise. So now with the calf raise, you can do a couple things. If you have the stability to, you can just take one leg, click it behind the other, coming up and down. So if you guys can see, right, if I'm here, if I can find the stability, up and then down. Otherwise, you can find a wall. Since I'm gonna stay on camera here, I'll go off the bike. You're just up and squeeze, up and squeeze. You go 20 on the right, 20 on the left. If that's really bothering you, you can certainly just go double foot all the way up, all the way down. Try not to roll into the outside of your feet. Try to push through that big toe, drop it down. Then we're right back to those sumo squats. So chest stays up, feet are nice and wide, drop it down and come right back up. The last accessory movement is going to be a curl and press. Couple different options. If you have dumbbells, real simple. We're just going to go here and right up. So right up, pressing all the way up and all the way down. That would be option number 1. Option number 2 is going to be with the band. Now it seems like everybody took all the red bands, so appreciate you guys making the workout a little bit harder. You guys are going to take here. So if we're going to go 20 reps on the curl and press, finding a nice lightweight. If you have a band, that's fine as well. You guys are just going to go here. And what we'll do is instead of going to curl and press, you'll just go curl for 20, okay? And then we'll press for 10. So you're coming up, pressing overhead for 10. So 20 curls and then 10 presses overhead, depending on your band. If you have a lighter band, you can do 20 and 20, it's completely fine. This one's just a little bit heavy. All right, so again, how this workout's gonna work is you're gonna go through the sumo squat, will be number 1. So you guys will squat down for 8 reps. And I'm gonna write all this out for you guys. Number 2 is gonna be T push-ups, 8 reps. You guys are gonna go 4 to each side. Then you're gonna go back to sumo squats for 8. Then we're gonna go back to the calf raises, 20 reps on the right, 20 on the left, back to squats. Then we're gonna go finally to the curl and press, up and over our head for 20 reps, back to the set of sumo squats. That's 1 full round, okay? Then you'll rest, get a little drink, think about it for a second, 60 to 90 seconds, and then we're gonna come back and do the same thing again. So the goal would be a minimum of 3 rounds all the way through. If you guys are more advanced, you can double that up, getting 5, 6, maybe even 7 rounds. You guys want to maybe even set the clock and kind of see where we're at it on this one. You want to make sure that your time for this is probably about 25 minutes or so. Based on your warm-up, we should be warming up 5, 6, 7 minutes, 25, and then we'll go into our finisher on this one. Anyways, guys, so let's go into the finisher. With the finisher, we're gonna work into our glutes. It's gonna be 200 reps total, and it's gonna be 4 movements, just a different kind of variation on thrusts, okay? So with this one, what we're gonna do is the first one's just gonna be a basic hip thrust. Your feet are gonna go hip distance apart. You're gonna push out into that band. So if you guys see from the side angle here, push out in that band. There you go, buddy. All right, so with this one, all we're gonna do is push through our heels. If you want to bring your toes up, that's fine. Just making sure that band stays out. You're going to come up, squeeze as tight as you can. Don't get hyperextended, right? All you need to do is come up, squeeze, and come up, squeeze, come up, and squeeze. Some of the stuff that we normally see is people coming in, dropping their legs down. You want to make sure that you keep them out, coming up and squeezing for 50 reps. That's going to be number 1. Number 2 is just gonna be a frog pump. So with the frog pump, all we're gonna do is the same movement, except our feet are gonna go together. Again, you can do this without a band, it's fine. Just makes it a little bit more difficult. Push it all the way out. Squeeze as tight as you can. Squeeze as tight as you can. Squeeze as tight as you can for 50. The next one is gonna be another hip thrust, but we're just gonna go a little bit wider. So with this one, the first one we started hip distance apart. This one we're gonna take it just a little bit wider. We're gonna come up, squeeze as tight as you can,
for 50. Then the last one, all we're gonna do is single leg hip thrust. So bring that foot hip distance apart, bring that other leg in. This leg is doing nothing. It's just pulling it in, and you're not driving with this leg. You're doing all the work on that bottom leg. You're gonna come up, squeeze as tight as you can, squeeze as tight as you can, okay, for 25 on the right, and then we'll switch to the other side, and we'll go 25 on the left. For most of you guys, that's gonna be a good finisher, and you'll be all set to go. For some of you, if you want more into your glutes, go ahead and go through a second cycle of it and just get a little bit more of a